Well, now for global entertainment and culture news, Judita Da Silva joins us live from London. Hello, Judita.
Good evening, ladies. How are you?
Hey, good,
What
good,
happened to
good,
the
good,
pink?
good.
What happened to the pink? I'm
Every
protesting.
day ain't a pink day.
Okay. All right. I'll take
We'll
this.
take that.
I'll take this. Well, Judita, it is unfortunate news they were starting with because the official list of submissions for not the best international film category of the Oscars 2026 has been unveiled. And as the Nigerian Official Selection Committee previously announced, there is indeed no Nigerian submission. Why is that so?
Oh my. So yeah, I wanted to take time on this because it's kind of been bubbling across the world because, obviously all the countries in the world that want to submit. And I was waiting for the story to shake out. Yes, so the NOSC had said that there was going to be no submission. And I just wanted to quote some of the words from the chairperson, Stephanie Linus, who said, despite Nigerian films having improved significantly and raised awareness of IFF norms, there still exists a lack of creative and technical intent that will make them more competitive for international awards. And words like deemed not worthy were used in description for why there's going to be no submission. And as a result of that, yesterday was the deadline for everything to be submitted. And I was hoping for an 11th hour Hail Mary that something would go through. That's why it wasn't reported on soon. And I kind of expected that something would happen. But indeed, there is no submission for this year. And it seems like until a certain threshold that the NOSC has set, but not completely spelled out in like clear points is met, they don't intend to submit something.
Judita Da Silva, I mean, truly disappointing one, really. Now, in May of this year, during the Cannes Film Festival, we were all celebrating the official selection of My Father's Shadow for one of the competition categories. So why exactly did that film now not qualify for submission by Nigeria?
Okay, so this is what goes into the politics behind the scenes. So My Father's Shadow by Akinola Davis Jr. It was funded by BBC Films and the BFI, the British Film Institute, which uses national lottery funding from the UK to back arts projects like this. So obviously with the wind behind them, because the BFI and BBC Films, they back a lot of films internationally. It's a very impressive institution here in the UK. They got into Cannes in the Un certain regard section. And even in the awards, when it came to giving out the awards, they were also recognized. They had a special recognition. So now it gets to a point of picking a film, Nigerian topic, Nigerian director. One would expect, like we all did, it's going to be submitted for Nigeria. But then the film is financially backed by the UK. So the UK has financial claim, licensing claim, ownership claim to say that it should be submitted for the UK. So who is it going to be submitted for? Now, listening to the verbiage and the wording, vocabulary used by Stephanie Linus, for her to say that no film qualified, that's what's just agitating a lot of us behind the scenes and like journalists and people who know about how these things work. It shows a complete lack of recognition for what this young artist did with this film and his attempt to do it for Nigeria and do it under the flag of Nigeria. So his film was viable. It's qualified on every level to be submitted. So rather than say something so declarative that implies that he wasn't good enough, it would be better to be less vehement with your vocabulary and try to couch it in such a way that certain things weren't met or things couldn't be worked out. But to lay that indictment at the doorstep of a young artist that did something truly remarkable for the country has left a lot of us dismayed, because how do you think he would feel when he hears something like that?
Very well put, Judita. But could there be a broader significance to this turn of events? Because the international film category for the 2026 Oscars is seeing a lot of collaboration across countries, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is probably, I mean, you probably can see that I'm very stressed out trying to talk about this, because the international film category of the Oscars has the potential to exhibit something greater, because the Oscars is an American institution. It has a blind spot. The world can dictate what the Oscars knows because we are the ones who are creating films that in languages they don't know, from cultures they don't know, in heritages they don't know. So we will be the dictation. Look at the landscape right now. You've got Kauthar Benhania, who's made The Voice of Hind Rajab. It's a film about Gaza. She is Tunisian. It's been backed again by the BFI, but it's being submitted for Tunisia. Should they win, which they say she's a contender to win, Tunisia will claim that glory and Palestine will claim that glory. And that is a wonderful thing. It's collaborative. The Palme d'Or winner, Jafar Panahi, he's Iranian. He has suffered so much persecution as an artist in his country. He's actually advocated for the rules to be relaxed so there could be more international collaboration. His film, backed by France, about Iran, is representing France. Palestine 36 is being backed by Palestine. You've got so many films about one country, made by a foreign director, backed by a different country, representing one other country. That is what the international category represents. Nigeria needs to understand, which I have said over and over again, the greatness of the movie industry lies in the cross-collaboration and harnessing of the talent that lies in the diaspora. When you realize that there are so many great talents out there, like Akinola Davis Jr., who just require you to believe in them, just because you don't understand the language they speak, because it's a worldly language not born directly out of Nigeria alone, it doesn't mean they do not have the merit to be backed in a way that they can actually fly, and fly knowing that they do so with the endorsement and the funding of Nigeria. He made a film that was backed by the UK, and the UK has the right to feel it should be theirs. But Nigeria dropped the ball. We're constantly seeing stories about athletes defecting to other countries because they don't have the backing. Now you have filmmakers who have to be backed by other countries because they see the talent that Nigeria wants. Learn from this moment. I beg you, please learn.
We can really learn. I mean, when you hear from the NOSC chair here in Nigeria, I would definitely Lionel say lack of creative and technical intentionality in Nigerian films. Very disappointing. Juditha Adeseba, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for always giving us this every night.